It was September of 2013 and almost 85 degrees outside. I remember waking up at 6 a.m. that morning, and just before my mother lined us up on the sidewalk outside of our cramped apartment for the first day of school picture, I took to the bathroom to spend the hour-long, grueling process of straightening my hair. For the next 3 years, I straightened my hair every day, determined to put an end to my frizzy-length curls. Looking back, I realize now how much time I wasted. You see, for me, my hair was a constant reminder of a box I would never completely fit into. Rather, I felt like I was divided into parts, each claiming a piece of who I am, but not in its entirety. Part 1. I guess part 1 would be Asian. From the moment I was born, my Korean heritage had a huge impact on my life. My grandmother and aunts were born and raised there before coming to America to raise my mother. As I grew up, the differences were nearly unnoticeable. They had become normalities in the clutter of my daily life. It wasn't always the big things, but the little things that always shaped the big picture. When we were kids, we would sit on the floor in a circle for every meal. No matter how long it had been since we had been grocery shopping, rice and soy sauce was always in the refrigerator. And while other kids in my neighborhood would eat ramen or goldfish, we ate kimbap or egg rolls. It's crazy to think that my younger sisters won't remember as much as I do, but it makes me happy to see them help cook and struggle to pull the egg rolls by my side. Part 2. Part 2 would be French. My grandmother's side is from Canada, but now she lives in Brunswick and speaks fluent French. As a kid, I remember her reading me letters from her family far from here. She would read the first in French and then translate as she went through. I took French in high school to show her that I cared and that I wanted to learn too. I learned just enough to make small talk and enough to impress her. And at my mom's wedding a year ago, they asked her to pray over the meal, and she whispered to me that she was nervous, because in her head, she prayed in French, and she thought in French as well. But she did fine, and it was beautiful. Part 3. Part 3 is Black. But honestly, I didn't grow up surrounded by this the same way I did with my Korean or French culture. It was really my lack of knowledge that shaped it for me. It was again the little things that were huge mountains for me as I grew up. As my father was never around, I never looked anything like my family, with the exception of my sister Kimberly. People would ask how I was connected, or if my sisters were actually related to me. I never knew how to do my hair, and I never had anyone I could ask about it. As a result, I straightened my hair every day throughout middle school. It was the only way I saw anyone else's, and I just wanted to belong. But I guess there's a part 4, and part 4 is always being in the middle. From my ethnicity to my zodiac sign, I have always been between the lines. It's hard to explain, but no matter how much a culture influenced me, I never felt like I truly belonged to it. You see, to my Korean family, I'm not Korean. I'm white, American. I will never truly understand all they endured to come here, and there will always be somewhat of a barrier because of that. But to my grandmother, I'm Black. I don't look white, and often as she does, this is how the world will perceive me. But it goes on. My boyfriend's family is from the South. They are Black, and recently when I was attempting to explain this concept to his mother, she confessed that for the time she has known me, she has seen me as Asian. So where does this leave me? Too Black to be white, too white to be Asian, and too Asian to be Black. I grew up in the middle of my ethnicities, and in the state of Maine with its largely white population, I had no one I could ask about it. It's been 6 years since that day in September, and so much has changed. We all grew up, and despite our beliefs at the time, have overcome bad haircuts, breakups, rough days, and hard classes. We've had great beginnings and endings. The last sports games, concerts, plays, and pep rallies will be memories we'll have forever. Whether it be through Mohiba or Spirit Week, our remembrance of Morse will always be a combination of our stories and the stories around us. We are all different people than we were walking through the doors of 826 4 years ago, and we will continue to change and grow moving forward. But like me, we have all felt caught in between at some point in our lives, waiting for the next step up before we embrace who and where we are right now. We have spent days living for the weekends, months living for summer, and years in anticipation of this moment. As we move forward to the next phase in our lives, we must not forget to enjoy life as it happens. Find things to love in every moment, seek joy in growth and change, and learn to appreciate the times that we are caught in between. Only then can we reintroduce ourselves as the people that we have become. So I guess I'll be the start. Hi, I'm Vanessa, and I'm a messy combination of all that has influenced me. I still don't know how to do my hair, and I can't really speak French or Korean. But I make really good egg rolls, and in one way or another, I love every part that has played a role in shaping who I am. 4 parts, all me. Your turn.